Hello Traction Modelers, this is Mike Slater with the Northwest Traction Group, giving you a little bit of an update on a layout that belongs to the Western Union Junction Railroad Museum in Sturtevant, Wisconsin. This layout used to be owned by and built, or actually was built by and owned by Richard Wagner of Racine, Wisconsin. Richard was a well-known HL scale trolley modeler that worked for Kalmbach Publishing with their model railroad division back in the late 40s, early 50s. In fact, he was covered on one of the covers of Model Railroad magazine, and also a lot of his articles featured his Sunnyside Electric streetcars. As you can see, the layout's in pretty rough shape. Richard passed away back in about, I think it was 1992, and the layout was given to by the people directing his estate to the Western Union Junction Railroad Museum. It's been in storage ever since then in several locations. One in the basement of one of our members. After his wife wanted it out of their basement, it was then moved to a member's neighbor's garage and was hanging from the garage for many years. Then it was moved into the old Sturtevant depot, where it was stored in the baggage room. And then when our group got some boxcars, as you can see, I'm inside of a boxcar. It's been in storage here for probably about close to 10 years, and decided to try to get this layout up and going and restored. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I floated the idea with some of the major model railroad magazines about doing an article on the Phoenix rising from the ashes. I was told by the 3 different magazines I contacted to throw the layout in the dumpster and forget the idea. But I can't throw this layout in the dumpster. This was the layout that got me interested into trolley modeling. And Richard, I remember going over to Richard's house back in the late 80s and running trolleys on this layout. It was a lot of fun seeing things work off the overhead. Of course, the way Richard did the running of 2 train operations is, of course, he had 2 passing sidings, one down here and then one about 180 degrees. And he could fit a 3-car North Shore train or a 3-car Sunnyside Electric, and they both ran opposite directions. And this was before the days of DCC. And the way he did that is because you had the overhead trolley wire that used to be hung and strung above all the track. The trolley wire was the ground, common ground, and your 2 outside rails, one rail was the hot for one train and the other rail was the hot for the other train. So you could theoretically have 2 different trains running on the layout at the same time. I'm going to show you the bottom side of the layout here next, just so you can see the construction of this layout and why I'm having to build a new frame, which you can kind of see on 2 sides here right now on the layout. So let me put this on pause. Okay, we're back on the bottom side of the layout. As you can see, this layout was put together with whatever could be found. And again, I'm guesstimating that this layout was probably built in the late 1940s, early 1950s. The track on the top side is all brass Code 70 rail, all hand laid, and from what I'm told, the ties that were used, matchsticks. But you can see that there's all kinds of little pieces of scrap wood here and there. If you start looking around, you can see different cheese boxes or butter boxes or crates, probably for vegetables, and whatever bits and pieces. In fact, if I zoom out here, you can see there's the 2 legs that are more freshly cut wood. I cut those off to make it a little bit more even on the underside. But yeah, that's an end table. I don't know what Richard's wife said about when he took the end table or the center table out of the living room. Hopefully it wasn't a piece of furniture that they were using at the time. But you can see right now I'm got a few carriage bolts right now in. I don't have them tightened up. but I'm starting to bolt the old layout to the new frame, and there'll be more wood added to the new frame to give it a little more strength, and so I can put bolts into this board here, which is part of the end table, and probably try to get another board with some bolts into this piece of wood down here, which is looks like a main beam for going the other direction. Of course, there was one end of the car barn of the layout that I had to cut off because it was just too far gone to be saved, but the track work was very simple and could be easily rebuilt. In fact, I plan on adding a little bit more onto it, so we have a little bit of a Y on the new addition. And there's a few buildings that I plan on putting onto the new addition. One of them being, I have picked up a model from Magnuson Models of the original building that Kalmbach started their publishing in back in the 30s, to pay homage to Richard actually working for Kalmbach. Of course, that building used to stand across from State Fair Park, where Train Fest in Milwaukee, Wisconsin is currently held, as a recording date of 2018 of this video. But it should be some pretty good homage, and I can't wait to getting streetcars running on again. Again, this is Mike Slater from the Northwest Traction Group, signing out.